If you are testing students with disabilities, these are students that have accommodations, and they can be individual, small group, or in the large group setting, make sure you read section C of the TAM. Specifically, your site lead should be telling you your room assignment so you can see the students that will be in your room. Then you can really pinpoint the sections or the pages in section C that you need to read and focus on. C4 has a list of standard accommodations. C5 to 19 goes through a description of each of those accommodations. So please make sure you understand what to do for the students you will be testing, and ask questions if you do not understand what the TAM says. Better to ask questions than to not ask questions. Some of you will be transcribing responses because, again, there's no answer document. So if you have a paper tester, please review the policy starting on C5 of transcribing those test responses into the online system. And you can see all these other pages here for specific accommodations that may be at your test site as well. If we have dictation and we are using a recorder to record the session, then we do have to identify student materials, or if we have other paper materials that need to be turned in at the end of testing, we have to identify these materials so we know where it came from, who the student was, who the TA was. So on your screen, and this came from the manual on page C20, you can see the information that is needed to be included with that recording device or with that other piece of student material. So just make sure that all of these pieces of information are included. Oral administration. I'm going to hit on this one more time. Students testing with oral administration, TTS is text to speech. They should have headphones. The TAM will instruct you on when to tell students to put their headphones on. Double check, one, that their sound is working, and periodically come back to that student to make sure the sound is continuing to work. But two, before they log in, again, use your accommodation spreadsheet to confirm that the student should have oral admin or should not have oral admin. Don't rely on the test ticket, okay? Got some checks and balancing system here, so please make sure you use your accommodation spreadsheet to confirm your students with oral administration. And these students, where they test is dependent upon what is written in their IEP or 504. So again, consult that spreadsheet so you know that you are placing them in the correct test room. Dictation. If we have a couple of friends who will have dictation, if this is you and you are serving as the TA, please look in your TAM, read through the policies so you know what to do on test day. If it is dictation of multiple choice, there only has to be one test administrator in the room. And if that is the case, you just make a recording of it. If you have two TAs in the room, a recording is not needed. If the student is dictating on TDA items, so a written, like this is the English to writing day, this is a TDA, then two adults have to be in the room and you also have to record the session. So make sure you are doing those things right there. And then we've got the procedures for dictation highlighted here for you. Please make sure you are looking at the TAM and that you are transcribing their responses into the online test portal. That's the only way answers are going to get scored, if it's placed in the portal, because there are no answer sheets. And anyone who serves in a dictation room, you do need to sign the security affidavit form, which is found on page 23 in the TAM. And that is signed for each day that you serve as a scribe. So if you are with a student for reading and writing and you are serving as a scribe, you will fill out that form each day. For our multilingual learners, you will consult Appendix D in the TAM. Please note that the EOC is not available in alternate language formats. All students must take these tests in English, and we cannot translate any part of the EOC except the test directions. Accommodations should only be used as appropriate for MLs, and this would be specified in their ILAP, which is their individualized language acquisition plan. The following are accommodations that are common for our ML students, and that's a bilingual dictionary, reword or translate directions, and that is directions only, and then oral administration, but it cannot be used on the English to reading test.